At the turn of the century, Buenos Aires is a major world metropolis. It is a port city on the seaboard of the Americas, second only to New York. It has an opera house, second only to La Scala in Milan. It has cafe culture. It has traffic jams, which is pretty unusual in the early 1900s. The sidewalks are redone in Swedish granite, imported granite. The boulevards are widened in the Parisian style. The avenues planted with flowering jacaranda trees. Parisians themselves know about Argentina. In fact, one of the popular expressions in France at the time is rich as an Argentine, which is used to describe people who are not just well off, but are obscenely wealthy. And the reason for that expression is the kind of tremendously opulent things that Argentines do when they're visiting Europe. One gentleman, for instance, doesn't just bring along an entourage of servants. He brings along several cows on his European holiday because, he says, in Europe it's impossible to get fresh milk. So hence, rich as an Argentine. An American poet who visits Buenos Aires says, it is a great city in the way that London and Paris are great cities. It has all the crowds, parks, subways, avenues, visiting pianists, confusion of tongues, screeching of brakes, shining of movie theaters. And why is Buenos Aires such a great city? Well, it's a great city because Argentina is rich. Up until about 1930, it's within the 10 richest countries on Earth, sometimes gets up close to the top 5. It's as rich as Germany or the Netherlands at the time. It is richer than France or Italy. It is one of the world's wealthiest countries. And then something quite remarkable happens. Over the next 70 years, Argentina experiences almost continuous decline. And why does that happen? Well, it's a very interesting question. Economists love to debate this question. They debate, was it a problem with innovation? Was Argentina too dependent on commodities? But the really interesting question isn't economic. The really interesting question is political, because after about a decade of decline, a couple decades, people realize that what they're doing isn't working, and yet they continue to do it anyway. And why did they make that political choice? It's a very interesting question, and it's a question that has a lot to do with populism.